Here's something I like to mention that I forgot to mention previously is when I do readings, it really bothers me to have metal on for some reason. So I don't have any rings on, and I always take my watch off, and if I'm reading in public, I put it in a safe place. Metal seems to get in the way of my readings, and somehow they seem to distract me. And you know, they do have electrical impulses, electromagnetic fields, that sort of thing. Any kind of electronics does, even battery powered electronics. So I just take off my jewelry. If I'm wearing a simple necklace, and I'm not one to wear real large jewelry or fashion jewelry, that doesn't matter. You know, you can leave that on, and same thing for earrings. But with your hands, you're close to the cards, you're close to the table, and you might just want to remember to take your watch or rings off when you're doing readings, and then always put them in a safe spot so that you won't forget that they're there, and you can put them on, you know, when you leave. Welcome again to our next video on how to do a yes/no answer. Now, when you're doing readings professionally, or even with friends, or even for yourself, you know, not all of your questions are answered by just a yes or no. I have found that in doing readings for others, I will usually lay out a certain kind of spread, like a decision-making spread, or the Celtic cross. And so we'll do the reading, and then the client says, well, the bottom line, I just want to know yes, no. So in that instance, you pick up the cards, shuffle them again, have your client shuffle them to put their energy into it while thinking about the question. And after the client has shuffled the cards, then what you can do is just, you know, put them on the table. You can deal from the top of the deck 6 cards, because this is a 6-card yes/no spread. Or you can have your client choose 6 cards. Now in this case, it doesn't matter if they come up reversed. This is not that kind of a yes/no spread where I use reverse cards. I'll be doing that video in a couple of days. This is basically 6 cards give you a yes/no right away. So again, I want to emphasize that it doesn't matter if they come up reversed. But let's say these are the 6 cards chosen, and what you're going to do is just put the cards down. You know, I could do this even, but I'm just so used to flipping them sideways that that's all that matters. So this kind of mixes people up, even though it's a very, very simple concept. 2 cards that mean yes, or it's actually 2 suits. You've got your 4 minor suits, correct? You've got your cups, your wands, your pentacles, and swords. So I just count up how many cups and wands in 6 cards, and then I count up how many swords and pentacles. Now in this type of yes/no answer spread, the cups and the wands mean yes. So I got 2 yeses here. All right. Then the swords and the pentacles mean no. So it's interesting, but I have 1 sword and 3 pentacles. So I've got 4 no cards. So if I am answering a question for a client, what I would say is, judging by this, judging what I'm seeing right now and the energies going on around your question, the answer is no for now. Now, I am not one that looks at someone and says, nope, that's it, it's done, you know, there's no negotiation, you're stuck with the answer. You know, oftentimes, and the same can go for a yes to a question, but I give the client an out, because nothing is cast in stone. And by our own choices, we can affect or change the future. But what I will tell them is, it looks like a no for right now. It's just no right now. And then we go into, well, if they didn't want to hear a no, you know, are there any actions to be taken or anything they can do to change that answer? But again, how you figure this out is you count up how many cups and wands you have. And it doesn't mean, you know, it doesn't matter If it is a court card, it doesn't matter at all, or if they're reversed. That's not what the point of this spread is. And then you count up the pentacles and swords. We know here that swords and pentacles outweigh the yes cards. So the swords, pentacles, no cards. Wands and cups, yes cards. So it's a no for right now. So let's say, we'll take this card out, that the sun came up in the 6 cards. Well, if you were doing it with the way that I just taught you, you would see that there are 2 yes cards here, and there are still 3 no cards that outweigh the yes. But here's the kicker. If the sun comes up, then the answer is an automatic yes. There are 78 cards in the tarot deck. If the sun happens to come up in a simple yes-no spread, then what you can say is it's a definite yes. It's a definite yes for now. Everything is looking good. All energies seem good. It's a yes, even if they didn't want to get a yes. So let's say the moon comes up, and let's say that, let's put the ace in here. So we've got 3 yes cards and 2 no cards. It looks like it should be a yes answer, correct? Because you've got 3 yes cards and you've got 2 no cards, so that would normally be a yes. But the moon came up, so the moon is an automatic no, or a no for right now. No negotiation, you know that. But yeah, you know, you have to take a look at the question and, you know, what possibly can be done to affect that outcome, and make it a different one if at all possible. So again, I want to reiterate that whenever the sun comes up, whether it's a 12-card spread, whether it's a 3-card spread, it's always a yes. If the moon comes up, it's always a no. Now, one more thing that we're going to take a look at is, obviously, in doing a spread, you're going to have some major cards come up. And like I mentioned, in this kind of yes-no spread, having a court card doesn't matter. It doesn't add any weight to the reading. So here we're looking at what we've got, and you can look at this and tell me, you know, first think to yourself, how many yes cards are here? Great, yeah, you're seeing 2 yes cards. How many no cards are here? Swords, pentacles, those are 2 no cards. So we got yes, no. So we're looking at maybe a stalemate, because remember, you know, the sun isn't up, the moon isn't up, and you've got kind of a mixture of cards that are very, very close. So what happens if a major arcana card comes up? These cards are neutral. They are neutral. They don't count as anything. But in a 6-card or 3-card spread, because those are even numbers, they could help to be a tiebreaker. So what we've got here is it's still kind of a stalemate. Let's see, we've got 2 yes, we've got 2 no, and we don't have the sun or moon, but we've got 2 major arcana cards. So you're just going to have the client pick one more card to be the tiebreaker, and then it looks like a no. So I just took that right off the top, or you can have them choose the card. It's really very simple. Once again, what you're going to be doing is you're going to count up how many wands or cups, which mean yes, or how many pentacles and swords, which means a no. Always use a major arcana card, except for the sun or moon, just to be a neutral card. It means nothing. You don't add it as a yes, you don't add it as a no, but it can definitely be a tiebreaker card. Now you may see holes in this yes-no method. What I always say to students, if something just doesn't seem to work for you, it's about setting your intention. So if you have a better way to do it, and you stick with that method, then that method becomes embedded in your subconscious mind. The cards will reflect that, and you will have, you know, a method that you can rely on that, you know, really works for you to do yes/no answers when you're working with clients. And again, if you're doing it by phone, then you're obviously going to have to shuffle the cards and then off the top of the deck maybe lay them out yourself. That's the only thing that you can do. And you can say, it looks like to me right now that this is a yes answer, you know, and that's what you can tell them. All right, now to take it a little bit further, some people like to read the cards that did come up in the yes/no spread, you know, to help add added information and to maybe get at why a particular answer of either yes or no came up. And in that case, you start reading the cards like they appear, and you know, we've got a Temperance card reversed here, which means there's not a whole lot of patience, but wow, we've got the Star card, which is really, it's upright, it's very, very positive, and even if it were a no answer, there's really something on the horizon that's either far better, or there's reason for hope and inspiration, and you know, there's newness ahead that's going to possibly bring about a change either in the event that's being asked about or, you know, in the answer. So these are just some real easy yes/no card spreads that I'm showing you here. There's another 5-card spread that I'm going to be making a movie about a little bit later on. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.